Stewart from the Jackson County Democratic Committee. And once again, I'd like to welcome you all, and I would like to invite up Mike Sanders, our county executive.
Well, the important thing about Wayne and myself is we're paying for the great breakfast you're having this morning. That fantastic breakfast. So everybody here owes me big. Well, thank you for coming. Welcome to Jackson County. Just go ahead and make your way in, make your way up to the front. Appreciate you coming here for the breakfast. I want to welcome you here to Jackson County. My role here today is sort of Vanna White. Better looking than Vanna White, but my role is to be Vanna White, sort of welcome you to Jackson County, talk about some of the great things that are going on here in Jackson County, and introduce some of the great speakers that we're going to have for you here today. Before I get into that, though, I want to make sure that I reference the last person that's going to speak here at breakfast this morning, and let's talk about the leadership of John Tipperary and the great things that he's done for this party. I think we can see in just a short amount of time how John has really put his stamp on the state party and the impact that's had not just on us in the state, but additionally on us here locally. And I think through his leadership, we have really set up for great things. I know that since he's been in Kansas City, I think the one thing we know about John is he's not shy, he's not bashful. I think he's had a very successful trip here to Kansas City. He's going all over this state raising money so that in 2008, we can take back the governor's mansion, take back the White House, take back control of the House and the Senate in the state of Missouri, and with his leadership, we're going to get there. So, John, thank you for everything that you do. 1863, pretty much the spot where you're standing. In 1863, in the Civil War, this entire area, pursuant to Order Number 11, was burned to the ground. And so everything except for the downtown heart of Kansas City in the Civil War, all this was essentially torched by people from Kansas that came over here. And talking about Kansas, we were also home to Jackson County and our facility. We were home to a little thing we called Armageddon at Arrowhead, 36-28 with the University of Missouri in Kansas. No Jayhawk fans in the crowd, I hope. But that reminds me of a story. Mark Mangino, coach at the University of Kansas. Gary Pinkel, coach at Missouri. Fast forward about 25 years. He just retired at the University of Missouri, University of Kansas. Gary Pinkel died a couple of years before Mark Mangino. Mark Mangino dies. Goes up to the pearly gates, and he's met by St. Peter, ultimately by God. God says, you know, Mark, you were a fantastic coach. You were wonderful. You had great success at the University of Kansas. And I'm going to show you around heaven here. So God's showing Mark Mangino around, and he says, we're ultimately going to take you to your home. And Coach Mangino of the Jayhawks, you need to know that it's amazing for someone to be given a home. You know, literally, billions of people have come here, and only a handful of people ever get a home. So I'm going to take you to your house. So Mangino goes to his house, and it's a nice ranch house, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, nice finished out basement, little Jayhawk flag out front, nice little shrubbery out front. Yeah, very nice home. So later that afternoon, Mark Mangino decides he's going to go buy some donuts. So takes off, goes down the street, and he's walking down the street, and he sees this giant 5-story limestone mansion. Huge. This thing's fantastic, right? It's got a giant tiger with water shooting out of its mouth, a huge fountain. It's got a fantastic multi-tiered pool. It's got huge shrubberies and plants from all over the world, right? And decorating the entire area are tigers as well as Missouri flags all through this house. So Mangino thinks, well, wait a minute, you know, why would people get this house and I get this little ranch, right? So he finally goes to God and he says, God, you know, hey, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining that I got this ranch house and I got a home, but God, I was just walking down the street and I saw Gary Pinkel's home. There's flags and multi-story and pools and, you know, what's going on? And God said, wait a minute, Mark. You understand, that wasn't Pinkel's house. That's my house. Really what we're seeing right now in Kansas City is a rebirth and a resurgence of downtown and of the Kansas City area. And that's due in no small part to someone that's going to be talking later today, someone running for the 6th Congressional District, which we can talk about here in a little bit, and that's Kay Barnes, former Mayor Kay Barnes. It was through her leadership, through these society... Absolutely, round of applause, yes. And when you see her this afternoon, give her a nice round of applause because it was really because of her leadership that we're here talking about what's going on in Kansas City. And as she runs against Sam Gray, she needs our support. That is a very tough district. Just as importantly about Paul is I'm one of his constituents, so he tells me what to do. I live in his district. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to my friend Paul LeVote.
Thank you. This is Paul LeVote, the representative from the 52nd District in Eastern Jackson County, but I really don't need to tell you that. All my friends here. And this is I'm really proud of today that we have the state committee here I was told that the last time we had a state committee meeting here was 1968. And since I turned 40 next month, and it was 40 years ago, I'm assuming this is because of my birthday. I appreciate the fact that we have that. There's been a lot of credit to you, John, for bringing the meeting here, and thank you very much. But we all know that we need to recognize Yolanda Wheat for actually making sure this happens. Our vice chair. So we'll give you a little bit of credit, but we really know it's Yolanda that actually did that. You know, when you can have a meeting in Kansas City and get the likes of Brian Wappy to come all the way over to the state, that's an amazing thing. I'm also proud because I'm the House Democratic leader, and the last House Democratic leader from Jackson County was James Childs of 1857.
That's your birthday?
That was a little before my time. And it just goes to show you some of the progress that this county and this region is going to have as we impact our entire state, and then we impact our entire country, because as the Kansas City area and Jackson County goes, so goes the nation. Some of the things that you need to know about, that you know about because some of you are Jackson County people, but some of you don't, need to understand where we are this election cycle. Last election cycle, we elected a new, dynamic county executive who put together a great coalition in Mike Sanders. He's leading our county, and not only leading our county, but bringing together the factions of Jackson County that traditionally have been fighting with each other. And he's doing a tremendous job of not only leading the county, but help leading our party to make sure that we are really working together. That's a difference from what we've seen in Jackson County and in Kansas City in the past. We're working together. We are going to be united. We've seen how we're united in 2006, how we get out the vote. We've seen in this presidential primary how we've got out the vote in this area. And that is going to make a tremendous difference when it comes to statewide issues.